Hello and welcome to Upstack America's Oracle EBS Financials Functional Training. My name is Bob and I'm the lead senior consultant for Upstack America. And with me today I have Victor, who is also a senior consultant. And today we are handling General Ledger Lesson 26. Victor, please walk us through.
Thank you, Bob, for the introduction, and welcome to Lesson 26 of this Oracle Financials Functional Training. We are going to continue with topics on reporting currencies, and today we are going to look at the journal level reporting currency, and hopefully we are going to get to the subledger level reporting currency. So just to remind ourselves what the journals level reporting currency works like. We have our primary ledger where the balances and amounts are in functional in the functional currency, the US dollars. However, a need arises, and we need to do financial reports and queries, and we also need to do detailed journal level reports. So the solution is to create a journals level reporting ledger. And how does it work? When we post journals in our primary ledger, those journals are replicated and converted to the reporting currency, and then the journals are posted. Okay. So once we post the journals in our primary ledger, those journals are replicated and converted to the functional currency and posted in the journals level reporting ledger. The other thing we said about this ledger is that unlike the balances level ledger, which is created after translation, we have to manually create this journals level ledger, and that comes with its own drawbacks or maybe additional work, where we have to maintain periods so that we can be able to do our inquiries and reports for this journals level ledger. So what do we need to do in order to create the journals level reporting ledger? This is the navigation. We go to setups, financials, accounting manager, accounting setups, then reporting currencies. And if you are now familiar with these navigations, you know this is going to lead us to that ledger options screen. So that's where we go and create this journals level reporting ledger. So after we do that, we are going to post some journals in our primary ledger, and we are going to see whether those journals are going to be replicated and posted in the reporting ledger that we will create. After that, we are going to do some inquiries. So let's head on straight to Oracle. Close this. Where's my Mozilla? Okay. Let me log in. The navigation is accounting setups here. Our ledger is Mascani. Go to update accounting options. So after that, we go to this reporting currencies option and select update. So this one was created automatically when we did a translation. Okay. So now, in order to create the journals level reporting ledger, we have to click this Add Reporting Currency. So this is the page that comes up, okay? So what level do we want to do this reporting currency? Journals level, okay? When you put journals level, then the screen changes, and then you have this new screen. Currency we want to do this in is Kenya shillings. A reporting currency name, we are going to call it Maskani Group journals level. Okay. And we can copy this. All right. So here at Ledger Options, we have to select the first ever open period. You see this asterisk here, so this is compulsory. So we will do the same period as our primary ledger. So that's January 2018. We're going to skip that other option. So for the currency translation options, we need to enter a rate type here, which will be used to convert the journals once they are replicated for the journals level reporting ledger. So here we are going to use Maskani corporate. Okay. At this point, you should have already noticed the difference between what we did for translation and and what we did we are doing here. For translation, we had 3 rate types: historical, we had period end, and we had period average rates. Okay, but here we only have 1 rate type. Why? Because this rate type is going to be used to convert the journals, and then now those journals are going to be posted and update the balances in the reporting currency ledger, the journals level. So we only need one rate type, not like for translation where the different account types have their own different rate types. Okay, so which means that if you're maintaining both journal level reporting ledger and balances level or translation reporting, the balances are going to be different because of those different exchange rate types. Okay, so we've we've entered the first ever open period. The other thing is that we're not going to be able to post journals for the period that we already entered in our primary ledger before we created this reporting currency ledger. Okay, so we are going to start entering journals to test this ledger from like the latest open period in our primary ledger. So we're not going to be able to convert the journals that we'd entered before that. But if we wanted to do that, then this data conversion initialization options would allow us, would give us that option. Okay. So for us, we have entered all the options that are required, and we can select apply. Okay. So there it is. Now, under reporting currencies here, we have Mascani Group journals level, and we also have Mascani Group US ledger, which is the balances level. Okay. So we're going to return to accounting options. And we are and we are good. So now, when we come to this first page where we usually search for our ledger, when we search, we are going to see two separate ledgers. All right, the primary ledger and the reporting currencies at the journals level. However, when we select this update accounting options for the journals level, it takes us to the page where we usually go when we select our primary ledger. Okay, so let's return to accounting options and then select the option for the primary ledger instead of the reporting currency. We come to the same page. So that shows you that although we have created like a separate ledger manually for the journals level, and we need to do things like manage periods and all that, they are still, that ledger is still linked to our primary ledger. So it's not completely independent. Okay. So we have created our ledger. So let's go back to our slides. So now something else that we should do here, and it's a topic that we are going to look at later. We can also verify that this ledger has actually been created. Now remember, when we created our primary ledger, we had to assign a data access set to a responsibility, okay, so that we could be able to access the primary ledger. So a responsibility is how you are able to access a ledger. So, but what happens in the case of the reporting currency ledgers? So in order to find out, let's go to okay, sorry, where's my Mozilla? Let's go home. Let's go to setups. I'm looking for data access sets. Let me search it using Control F. Data access sets right here. So this is the navigation setup, financial data access sets. So this is the window that pops up once you follow that navigation. So data access set is created automatically for you. We mentioned this when we created our ledger. So what we need to do is to query the name of that data access set, which is also the name of our primary ledger, which is Mascani. So we enter query mode, and this should be Mascani. Let's use wildcards. Mascani group journals level. So when you look at this data access set, it's called Mascani Group US ledger, which is our primary ledger, okay? But under this data access set, these are the ledgers which are linked to this data access set, okay? So you can see the Mascani Group US ledger and the Mascani Group's journals level. So both of them are under this data access set. And remember, we have assigned this access set to our Mascani group responsibility, which we're using. So that means we can be able to access these both ledgers using that responsibility, okay? And also, that is how we verify that the ledger has been created, the journals level reporting currencies ledger. So let's close this. So now what we need to do is to post some journals, and then we can see how the reporting currency ledger works. Before we do that, we need to go and manage periods for both our ledgers. So let's go to setup, open, close. Now you will see that if you select here, now you have two ledgers in this drop-down list: the reporting currency and the primary ledger. Okay. So first, let's look at our primary ledger, and let's see what the latest period is. So it's July. Let's open August. Yes. Okay. And then let's manage periods for our reporting currency ledger at journals level. So we don't have to do this for our balances level, the translation. Of course, the first period is January 2018 as we entered in the ledger options. So let's open this. Yes, I want to open that. Okay, and then now let's go and open the same period as which is open in our primary ledger, which should be August 2018. Let's open that. Yes. Let's go and look at this request. So now what will happen is that when we open August in our reporting currency ledger, we will be, once we post journals in our primary ledger, then they'll be able to be posted in our reporting currency ledger too, because remember we said we only do posting in open periods. The other thing is that when we open August, is all the periods before that are also open. So okay, we already did this, and let's close. What is the other thing we need to do? Remember, when the journals are being replicated in the reporting currencies ledger, they are being converted into the reporting currency. And that reporting currency we indicated is Mascani corporate, so we need to ensure their exchange rates for the period when we are going to be posting ledgers. So let's go to setup, currencies, rates daily. Let's enter by range. We're doing US dollars to Kenya shillings. Let's do from the 1st of August 2018 to 31st of August. Now let's do 15th of August 2018. For the rate type, should be Maskani corporate. And let's enter a rate of 102. Say apply. Okay. So if we come here, enter query mode, it won't bring up. Okay. Let's go to so we have rates for August right here for Maskani corporate. So if we enter a journal in a primary ledger and post it, then an exchange rate will be picked for the replication and conversion in the reporting currency ledger. So everything looks set. Let's go and enter some test journals. So this is journals level test. Okay, and put that as a description too. We want the period to be August, but we want the effective date to be one that falls where we have entered exchange rate. So let's make this the 1st of August. Okay. So let's enter the journal. We don't need to do anything else in the header section. 001 account. What do we do? Let's do some home sales. Okay, division, single family homes. Doesn't matter. It's just what we need to care about is just entering the journals. So that's a revenue. Let's enter 1,000. So let's debit the cash account, $1,000. Okay. So let's post this journal. So according to our slides, what should happen is when we post that journal, replication and posting will occur in the reporting currency ledger. So what we should expect when we do an inquiry, we should be able to see a journal in the reporting currency And we should be able to see balances also in the reporting currency. So let's close that. Let's make sure that the journal has been posted. So posting has taken place. That's good. So now we can go to inquiry account. The list now has 3 journals because you can do inquiries at journals. Has 3 ledgers because you can do inquiries at journals level reporting currency. You can do at the primary ledger and the balances level reporting currencies. Okay, so we want to check the journals level for August. Balance is actual. Okay, no, we want to do actual. So I don't know why this is happening. Let's do actual and actual there. Okay. No, let's so I can't remember the account we did. Okay, let's so we're doing for the Mascani group journals level. Okay, we want to do for August. I don't know why this is not working, so let's close that. Okay, so let's go to account. Journals level. Okay, for August. Not budget, we want to do actuals. Okay, so the company, the account we want to check, let's check the cash account. The division, I believe, was single family homes, and everything else was default. Okay, so let's go to show balances. As you can see, there's there is a balance here for 102,000 Kenya shillings, and this is the journals level reporting currency balances. All right. So what happens when you go to journal details? This is the journal. Show full journal. And as you can see, we have entered currency here, but we have the accounted currency here for the journals level ledger, because from the perspective of the journals level reporting currency ledger, this is like the functional currency. So this is what is accounted, but what was entered was US dollars from our primary ledger. So as you can see, our our reporting, our journals level reporting currency ledger works. So we can also run reports for this, like the standard reports and the trial balance reports and all those. We can run for the journals level reporting currency ledger. And as we said, we can also do financial reports, which you're going to see how to do using the FSG tool. So we have successfully created our journals level reporting currency ledger, and we have seen that once we post the journals in the primary ledger, they are replicated and converted using the exchange rates we provide, and they are posted in that reporting currency ledger, and that is why we are able to see balances, because balances are only updated once journals are posted. Okay. So I'm going to do an introduction on what we need to do for the subledger level reporting currencies. Now, to start with, is because we haven't covered yet the subledger modules, so we won't be able to see the create accounting which is housed in the SLA module in action yet, because we need to be working with the subledger modules. However, we are going to go through the motions of, we're going to go through creating the ledger in the accounting setups, which is very similar to how we created the journals level reporting currencies. Okay, so this is the navigation to create the subledger level reporting ledger. Let's go to Oracle. Let's go to Setup, Financials, Accounting Setup Manager, Accounting Setups. Okay. So whichever option you select here, you end up at the same place. Let's go to reporting currencies and add reporting currency. Okay. So now we want to create a reporting currency at subledger level. The currency will still be Kenya shillings. Let's call it Maskani Group Subledger level. Maskani Group Subledger. That will have to work. The first period, we are going to keep it the same as our primary ledger. For the default type, we are going to use the same Maskani corporate. You have other options down here that give you options such as conversion of journals, okay, depending on their on their source or on their categories. So we're not going to touch any of these options, but some of the things that you can do from here is indicating whether you want a certain categories or certain journals marked with from specific sources to be replicated again once those journals are posted in the primary ledger. Remember, for the subledger level, these journals from subledger modules are created by the create accounting program in the SLA. So if you say yes for some of these options, then it means there's going to be double entry of those journals. But we're not going to touch anything here. So just scroll down and click on apply. And now we have 3 reporting currency ledgers at the journals level, at the balances level, and at the subledger level. Okay. So let's quickly go to data access sets, setup, financials, data access sets. And let's query Mascani. So we have a data access set here for the journals level. We have another one that has been created for the subledger level. So we have separate data access sets for each of these ledgers, which means you can assign this to a responsibility and create a single responsibility with access to this ledger. But we also have our main data access set, which is linked to our primary ledger, and that data access set gives us access to these 3 ledgers at the journals level, at the subledger level, and the primary ledger itself. Okay, so this was just verifying that the subledger level reporting currency has been created. So because we know how the subledger level reporting works, for manual entry or third-party modules, the replication and posting in the reporting currency ledger is done by the posting program. So once you post these journals, which are entered manually directly into the GL or from third-party modules, once you post them, that's when they are replicated and posted in the reporting currency ledger at subledger level. However, the ones that come from the subledger modules, those ones are created by a create accounting. So once you run create accounting, it creates journals for the primary ledger and it creates journals for the reporting currency ledger. Okay, and that is how now you are able to come and see those journals and drill down to the source window. So maybe if that journal was created by an invoice, you can go and see that invoice that resulted in the journal. It also means that you can see these journals before they are posted. So anyway, what I wanted to emphasize is that we know how this subledger level works. So we know that once we enter journals directly through GL, because we don't have these subledger modules, it is going to work the same as how the journals level worked. Okay, and we are going to look at that in our next lesson. So Bob, unless you have something to add, I think that's a good place to end our lesson.
All right, thank you so much, Victor.
Thank you.